I know I said earlier that I was going to be taking a break from tag videos for a while, but, here we go. Hello again, Earthlings. This is Creatively Torn, a channel where I mostly talk about books, but sometimes don't. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. This is talking about music for a change. I do quite like music. I don't make music or know how to judge it, but I do like it, and I like listening to it. I think most people do. So it's a very universal tag, I think. This is the song tag. I forget who it was created by. Maybe I'll link that in the description. I also was not tagged in this video because I never am. But I am doing it just because I feel like it. With that being said, this is a list of 8 questions relating to music. So I'll be going through those now before I start rambling about random stuff. The first question is to name a song that always makes you happy. For this one, I'm going with The Sun Also Rises by Brave Saint Saturn. Brave Saint Saturn was a kind of a synth rock, space rock band in the early 2000s. I quite like. This is a very distinct kind of band, very distinct sound, very theme-oriented in all 3 of their albums, about space and being on a team that goes out into space. So that's very helpful. This song, I think, is very upbeat and very hopeful. It kind of always brings a smile to my face whenever I listen to it. It's very, very good at getting me out of a bad mood. So I will go ahead and try to link the videos for these in the description if I can. We'll see how that goes. The second one is to name a song that's a great fit for when you're in a pensive mood. I could go all over the place with this question. The original choice I had is actually going to be a duplicate, so I'm going to go with something else. The other one that I have written down, I think I'm going to change. I'm going to go with something else. So for this one, I'm going to go... Yeah, I think so. Finally, I'm going to go with How to Disappear Completely by Radiohead. This is one of those songs that hits just perfectly when I'm in the right mood. Nothing else really to be said. Number 3 is to name a song that changed your taste in music. So this is going to be Round Here by Counting Crows. So I started listening to Counting Crows when I was in college. I'd just come off a period where I was listening to just Christian rock most of the time when I was looking for something a little bit different, and had a kind of a small list of songs that I remembered from childhood that I wanted to look up and listen to. And there were a few from Counting Crows on there, but I ended up finding this song first. I think for the first time I had never heard it before. So I listened to it a few times and I was just floored by the lyrics and the overall song or whatever. So that started me on a path of getting into a lot different kinds of music, such as Counting Crows, which remains one of my favorite bands of all time. A lot of acoustic rock, a lot of folk rock, a lot of old rock and roll stuff, some newer stuff, some stuff from the 90s. It's all kind of different as well, but this is completely off topic, so I'm going to stop. But yeah, that's the question number 4 or 3 or whatever. 3. Number 4 is to name a song you recently discovered and have loved. I'm going to go with The Deep End by I Prevail. It's one I've been hearing a lot on the local rock radio station I've been listening to when I'm driving to work or wherever. Hadn't heard much from the band before, although I've heard of it, and it seems to be very popular. This one I really like though, so that is my answer. Number 5 is to name the artists that you love. Again, I could choose hundreds of artists here. Just gonna pick 3 different ones. Shinedown, the Eagles, Lord Huron. Number 6 is asking what kind of instrument would you like to play, or like to be able to play. I'm gonna go with piano or keyboard for this. I actually did learn how to play keyboard a little bit when I was younger. So in grade school we had to play recorders in like 4th grade, and so they gave us sheet music for that, which I had kept for some reason. So a couple years later I had bought a used keyboard from a garage sale. I was trying to learn how to use it and learn how to play it. So I used some of the sheet music from the recorder songs, and I learned to play those. But then I lost all that sheet music, and then I broke my keyboard, and then I stopped playing. So I would probably have to relearn everything all over again. But I would like to. I do like playing the piano. I just probably not a good idea since I live in an apartment with some very thin walls. So maybe if I do ever end up moving into my own house, I will look into that again. Number 7 is to name a fiction book with music at the center of the narrative. I had a hard time with this one, and so the answer is going to be a little bit questionable. So I'm going to go with Song of Susanna by Stephen King, which is book 6 in the Dark Tower series. It's not really about a literal song or music, but it is very much structurally based on a song, and just in the way the chapters are laid out and things of that nature. So that's as close as I can get. I don't think I've ever read anything else that would come close to answering this question, so this is the best I've got for now. And then number 8 is to tag some people, which I may or may not do in the description. We'll see if I decide to do that or not. Probably not. So this ends another fabulous video that's been a train wreck. So anyways, thank you for watching. Rock on. Well, I mostly Hello Earthlings again, hello. This is good. This is really good.